أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Counsel, viewers and listeners, members of the press, good morning. Welcome back again for our daily proceeding of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. For our next item on our today's agenda, I have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair. Madam Chair, over to you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I will call on Honorable Silla to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب برحمة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. O God, our Father, loving shepherd of thy sheep, we honor and exalt your most holy name. There is none like thee. Hear us, Abba, Father. Listen as we pray. We commit the day into your hands. Grant us favor, renewed strength and protection. Hide and shelter us deeply in your hands, in your hands. And by your grace, we shall continue to serve you till the end of age. Amen.
Good morning. Good morning, Madam Witness. You may kindly take your seat. Madam Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters, may I remind you that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair. Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good morning, Madam Manneh.
Good morning. I'm
fine. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Council, can we please proceed?
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Chairperson, and good morning to all the commissioners, the Honorable Secretary, and everyone present. The Assistant Counsel will proceed with the witness.
Good morning, Madam Manneh.
Good morning.
As of last week, you stated that you were collecting revenue daily. Is that correct?
Ah.
Daily, so Could you tell us what kind of revenue we're collecting daily?
Ako bayri ko lungolo ne ite kata lempota. Sa ako belafri men na wala mo ya fo moli ite kamune lempu sifata.
Trade lancing.
Trade lancing.
Now we'll go back to the overpayment made by the businessman. So for that
teku kala me muruna joro mi alon ko ya lana tambele mi alon ko wafir lali yakele wala safar lali yake kaji.
Yeah, okay.
For that particular payment, was it part of the daily collections?
Ako joro ifang me foko atambita nunna ako fo farambe lungo lungo joro to bay kamenta wala lempoto bin ka jo lungo lungo.
Daily collection.
Yes, daily collection.
And you serve this particular businessman the invoice?
Ako amunta ko invoice on ying ifang le the businessman on ying na.
I'm from the businessman.
Yes, I do serve him with the business the invoice.
Sorry. As per your tariff, how much was this particular businessman paying per day?
Ako itila tariff oto ni anu ma lungo lungo ying nyanta ka jalle jo wala ka jalle jo.
Amanke luolunt iyalila.
It's not every day, it's yearly.
Yeah, I just asked you, you said you've been collecting daily, so if you were collecting yearly as well, you can also mention that.
Ako bayri sana abote nyinen kala ko ite ka lungo lun lempole ta bara na trafana ka do ta mi alko samni sannim. Ako iso fana foje.
And amanke daily because but collection on invoice or issue lem ikata wol follow but fanko lem yearly lem ni isaf invoice or ni ajo ibuka ajo kotenke.
Normally, whenever we serve invoices, it's not for daily, but for yearly. Whenever he paid, he will not pay until the end of the year.
Now, Madam, sorry, let me just ask for purposes of clarification. I just want to be very clear. The license collection. These are collections that you give to traders that pay you per year, right?
Ako ni kata fengo na mo tumi alon ko ni adi businessman like ejo sandin sang.
But that you go to the market every day to follow up on the invoices that you have taken, right?
Ako baramunta ko marché to kata je lungolung ka invoice lu noma mi alon ko yementano.
Is that what you mean by daily collection?
Ilafta wala fala wala mu daily collection odiba.
Because need a invoice or issue ya so fair a follow up create no can critical pour yejo so ni mejo foi murunje kotenke pour yejo.
What I mean here is that whenever you serve an invoice to the shop's owners, so you need to follow them every day until or unless they paid. So sometimes you serve them, they don't pay, but every day you have to follow them until you see to it that they have paid.
The clarity I wanted to make. The lawyer will understand you. The daily collection is the invoices you have previously distributed. These are the ones that you follow up daily so that you can collect them and go and transmit the revenue.
Ako abela from na freje sinande wala mo amunta ko sa ete ka invoice lu menu di molla amunta ko invoice lu ikawale normal lungulu pour ka je ko isi collection o soto no mi ala ko isa samba.
So generally licenses are yearly payment.
Right? Yes, that's correct.
Thank you so much. That is clear. Council, you may proceed.
Thank you. So for this particular businessman, how much exactly does he normally pay?
Ako sa nyumi ala ko ayoro ke numara lana tambitale. Ako sa ate fango ala joro wala ka menjo jelle mu aka jelle jo
24,750.
24,750.
And that's what he normally pays all the time.
Ako amuta ko wala matla joro to wala wala keta nangamo to biana ka menjo wate wate.
Every year.
Yes, that's correct. Every year.
And he will pay in full to you.
Ako amunta ko koro nyimbe aka pay jo nyola aka ande aka jo itele ya.
Aka be jo ni mumbe zono to.
Yes.
So if he's used to paying 24,000 to you every year and in full all the time, how did he pay more than the 24,000? And you mentioned that you did not detect it until you get to your boss. Your boss found out. and inform
Ako
you.
sang abe keno la nyadi le bayri ifang ya fole ko wo sango sang wili muani nani cheme worola dala sitalula ka wole jo. Ako sa wosi keno nyadi le ate joro ke mi ko alana tambile akodo nyin tambita ite ma kalamta fo kabiriya sama iko ila boss wala atina ya kalamta. Ako be keno la nyadi le.
Zone to ikataraje January to December le ikataraje.
You are always posted or you are always at station at a zone from January to December.
So next year ika move kata zone do.
Then the following year you do move to another zone.
Ah.
Yes.
So I'm going every year ibe taraje.
So it seems every zone 1 year.
Madam Manneh, I asked you, that's what he always paid, you said yes. So that's giving me the answer that you've been collecting this 24,000 for the past years.
24,750.
For the past years, yes.
Ah.
So if you're now specifying you're at a zone for a particular year, then that should come out. Do you understand? So my next question is, you mentioned here last week that when you get to the office, that's when your boss, the manager, inform you that this particular businessman overpaid.
Ako sa men bije wala muni ajuwe sango sang bari fango ya fole konyin atemu kome tarifo fango ya tan nyama ka joro ke nyame wala sango sang mu wili muani nani cheme worola dala sitolulu. Ako sa andu fanan hanna tara sono do ite tata je ibe o sifale talaje. Ako sa ite fango la foro jang iko kabiri ko do ta itata foya di ila boss wala akalamta ka ita dila ko bade ko do menta alanda tamitan.
No. Birin nga collection of foka parenta ta kasia ya ngoko doju.
After I did the collection, I then deposited the money at the cashier.
Nga ke cash book ko non tata audit for ya verify.
Then I entered it in the cash book and I went to the audit and it was verified.
So nata mo non supervise, so the next day bida book ko dibe wala find out ko overpayment only because instead of 24,750 27,750 la safai.
So it happens the following day. It was my supervisor who was going through my book and he discovered that it was overpaid. And the amount was $27,750 instead of $24,750.
Madam Manneh, you said that's what you received from him. Now you're saying that's what you wrote for him.
Ako yemen fojannu wala ko ite ko yemen ta abulu. But sa ko take ko yemen safe.
So which one do you want us to believe? You made a mistake by overstating or you received 27,000? Because you made it clear here last week, Thursday, that you received 27,000. And I ask you if you don't have the tariffs with you or you don't walk around with the tariffs, just so you know how much exactly to collect from a particular businessman.
Last week, ne fonu janko kodo ifa we kodo menta abulu fang. Abulu wala tambeta wala tata fo wili mwani warawla cheme warawla dala sitalu. Ako bara kamuta ko bi akamo e kafo ko e kodo men safe. Sa amunta ko alafta je senanda fo kodo men safe taba wala me alon ko yata abulu.
Kodo birin tata ala bitikoto. Kodo be nyanta kela 24,750 that. But after invoice mun safa it was 27,750. Wala intere mistake ko toko. Anyanta kela 24,750. Then after another ojole. So bira ojole tata payment wala nata a find out ko I munjo over payment wala. I kodo dina foka because ngamun safa invoice wala I oljo normally. E mun safa je ko oljo.
And normally when it happens that it was my own mistake by giving him an invoice amounting to 27,750 instead of giving him the amount that is 24,750. So when I issued the invoice to him for that amount, that is 27,750, he paid the monies to me, $27,750, of which I later go and submitted to the cashier. And from there, that is the time I realized that it was overpaid.
No, that's fine. When exactly did you pay this 3,000 difference to the businessman?
Ako wati jumale yeng wili sabo jo businessman onyi.
The next day bidin tata nga collection oke la nga abondi kodoto ntata ala kodo.
As the following day when I did my collections, then I subtracted that amount from my monies or the monies I have. Then that is where I proceeded to pay for him. to him rather.
And do you have a receipt for it?
Ako receipt nyo bela ba?
Ha kayto letter sa vela adina.
Yes, he wrote a letter and handed over to me.
Do you have that with you?
Ako be wulu jam.
Ha bambulo kono.
Yes, I have it.
Can we take a look of that
Ako first
letter?
sergeant over.
Madam Chair, we apply to tender the declaration letter from Pharmastar Pharmacy. Issued by the witness, Madam Mballing Manneh, into evidence as an exhibit.
Madam Bali, can you tell us when this declaration was made? When actually you refunded this money, because there's no date in it? It just mentioned last year. Was this refunded last year or this year? Because this is 2022 and we are in 2024.
Ako fonyi ajota le serunne bang fonyi nan ne yin kodojo ako bare ni aju wele taro mbije wala 2022 anun dolbe 2025.
Audit report mu 2022 let.
The audit report was 2022.
So it was in 2022 that you refunded.
2022 ha.
Amunta ko 2022 le o joroke.
A declaration made by Pharmastar Pharmacy and with the caption declaration is admitted in evidence and it is marked as LGC/MM/KMC/004. It is signed but with no name. It is admitted in evidence as an exhibit.
As the Commission pleases. Madam Manneh, are you aware of 2022 internal audit query against you?
Ako fo yenyi kalamta jele bang ko query ketale wala ye fenne fo ila karola serunko wala 2022 auditor report.
Ha, our internal audit query, including this 3,000, wala audit report.
Yes, I'm aware about that audit. It's all about this $3,000.
No, that is different. You were one of the people that had shortage during that year.
Ako amanke o damati de ako kalmado biyele men fo je ko teke ko ifananda be mol kono mi yalon ko alla ko do mancheta memu soteti.
This particular one was an overpayment.
Ako nga men nyimme mota men fo kante wo mu jorolo te men tambida.
I will refer you to the internal audit, end of year internal audit report, January to December 2022. The registrar will give it to you.
Sign ateku kala abe o kaito dile la ifango ya juwe faye memu auditi yana ko January to
at
December
page 27.
2022 kaito memu wala mu kaito warawla 27.
Page 27. So you exhibit LCGB and K.M.C 005. At page 27, number 10, whose name appears on number 10?
Ako ne nyin kaito juwe number 10. Ako juma tole beje. My name appears there.
And you made a yearly collection of 3,687,483, and the total submission was 3,685,483. The balance of 3,400 was outstanding. How did you have that shortage?
Ako ni ajube wo sango kono ye collection menke wala ye na lempo menta atara 4 million killing.
3,687,000.
Million saba keme saba
687,800. With the figures, I believe she will understand that.
I understand.
Very well.
3,687,843 was made, but 3,685,483 was submitted. There was an outstanding balance of 3,400. So how did the shortage happen?
Ako sani ajube kolomi alonko eman tembe ye men soto anu ye men jo eman na ke klingoti ako ebajela a temo menti wole mo wili saba chemenani ako keta nyaadi le fo soto ta
You will about 3,400 overpayment, you will minus to underpayment. So, be your calculation of all not an infina.
This $3,400 was the overpayment that had happened. So when it was repaid, that money or amount was subtracted from the amount I have collected.
Madam Manneh, I believe you can read and you can write, right?
Ako asontale ko wala alatale ko isi safero keno fana na isi kaito fana men safira isa karannole.
An overpayment is an overpayment. It will be clearly stated.
Ako joro mi alaka alanna tambida o keta fen mi alon ko alanna tambita le andu yo ifango yo fole.
This is an underpayment, which is called a sotage.
Nyimu joro timi alon ko kodo man si amancheta le wala na ka fa sotage fe mem mancheta.
Totally different from an overpayment, and auditors cannot make a mistake on that.
Ako woni joro mi alon ka tambita o manke kilingoti andu ni ajuwe amanke ko auditor solo e mem fo e malonde ya lonne ma mistake sotoji.
And for this particular payment,
Andu ni joro aka mem foten.
it is indicated that you've paid 2,400 and there is a balance of 1,200, which is different from the 3,000 that you paid.
Ako fana ye tandiro le kene ko kodo ilabanta muruna ka jo bare men jo ye wala mu wili fula chame nani andu kodo be nyanta kala wili saba chame nani so amunta ko wili killing wala manjo.
And for that overpayment, it was just 3,000.
Andu wo jore o men tambita e kam men foja wala mpota men fola wo mu wili saba leti.
So it's two different things that you
Ako sa
require.
ibaji ni aje fem fula le men man killing.
Nte de ngamun kalamuta wala nyi 1,200 in bas biri bukol tanu 2022 for the exercise.
What I was aware of is that the 2,000.
Inada fanyo ko biri nga buko be calculate 1,200 lebela.
Then when it was calculated, they said I owe them 1,200.
Nkai ko buko munto ababuko kono munto ma fannem.
There I requested whereabout or what part, in which part of the book
So
it was written.
another book of sambanyena ayalandi nyankoto.
Then they brought the book before me.
So nga calculate nkai this ni time mo mun exercise time woltino.
When I calculated, I said to him that this is the exercise time.
When you said exercise, what do you mean?
Ako niko exercise.
Your period of
when I'm
exercise.
Nga da feng exercise le terrorling exercise tenting ni feng salo kanana tenting.
We used to go to exercise or training before when, for instance, when there is korite or feast coming.
And agreeing to the fact that you have 1,002 more that you're aware about, you now agree that there was a shortage.
Ako san wo wili fululu cheme wili killing cheme fula ifango sontale ko ya karam tale ko wo fana manchita aketa manchoti mi alon ko akodo ni manchita le.
Sign hakilo nata because young call and purka aitandina ni shortage it was 1,200 lebela so bidana
Now I remember fully because I was called and I was informed about this shortage 1,200.
so bidana buko kono jonata fa nyim exercise time multino.
When I inspected the book, I didn't remember and said to him that this was the exercise time.
So bidinga kodo ndata exercise nga kodo calculate nga di munla maybe wolle be kodo bondila je.
When I went to exercise, but before doing so, the amount I had, I counted it and handed over to other people.
Because it
probably it may be those people who have taken that money away out
So
of that.
which other people do you normally give this money to?
Ako kodo ikadi o mo jumal nyolle.
So bidinga nka
Ako kodo nyingi ikadi jumal nyolle.
na group leader because at time kono le nanu wo suto so exercise ko suto la.
Our group leader, because we do the exercise, we normally do the exercise at night.
What is the name of your group leader?
Ako group leader tondi.
Afela siri njamfa basira we.
Ako tondi.
Basiru.
Basiru.
Basiru what?
Ako Basiru nyari.
Basiru tal.
Basiru tal.
And you believe you've given him all the amounts that you collected?
Ako sontale wala ilatale ko kodo be mi alon ko yasoto molbul wala menta ya be dunga bulle.
Ha nga kodo be diala so.
Yes, I gave him all the monies.
So bidin nata na ngani nkanka ko bidin calculation ko mfa ngano ko ay munjo aninga munji is different so nata ngani nkanka ko bar risito nyim abe manjo de 1,200 lo tutaje muno na ko nyako bidin ko do din nga confirm let bar nta fo mala how comes nka ko den so iko.
Then from there when I was aware, I then confronted him. When I calculated and I realized that there was a shortage of 1,200, I confronted him and asked him, how does it happen?
So
he said to me that yes, really, you handed over the monies to me, but I did not confirm. But I don't know how does it happen.
So nata kan na bo nga fo bose nka ko min ko do nga diala nga confirm among I underpayment ke so man ta nyin jolo na boss ko ko iba jolo because it's your GTR.
Then from there I went to my boss and I tell him that yes, all the monies were handed over to him and he confirmed.
But
so these monies I'm not going to pay. But my boss told me that I should pay the monies because it is in my registration book.
So I boss ni I come bas basiri fan ko lo fa na ta confirm ko I kodo dina confirm le bari ntamala how comes kodo kita nyam so
Then
wala
there he called Basiru himself. He called directly Basiru, and Basiru, yes, he confirmed that definitely I handed the monies to him, and he confirmed, but he don't know how does it happens.
So do you normally give monies to your boss, Mr. Basiru Tal?
Ako fo imeta kelale ba iko kudo dumba Basiru Tal bulle ba.
Hani exercise len so atra kono benna so the next day ntina murna no office because so mandale ko fanko nyinen ka report o nyinen ka so wala ka join.
No, because of that exercise, and it happens at that time I was pregnant, so I cannot be able to come the following morning.
How many of you give monies to Mr. Basiru Tal?
During
exercise, like you said.
Nta da mala dial because atra nta ba kuliar na so the next day kana murna office ko den because kan nyinen ka first in the morning ka report o nyinen ka so wala na ngadia nta da mala dial.
Only me alone, because normally, as I said, I was pregnant at that time, and I cannot be able to make it up the following morning. This is why I handed monies to him, because every morning they have to ask us to hand over the monies or give the report.
We'll take that up with Mr. Tal, but since you said you've made the payment, do you have the receipt with you?
Ako sa niwo Basiru be nyo be o sene andilale ako pare sa bari ifa ko e joro kele ako fo risito be bulle ba
risto biri nata investigation mu ya tale ya copy so man fa ya abuko boka kasbu ya tale ya copy man fa be bulle.
Yes, it was on the casbook, so but when I came to the investigation they took the receipt and copy it, so I don't know whether still is in the casbook.
We'll believe it should be in year 2022.
Ante ko kala be buko dile la ifa ya ita ntoli ya be damento.
Until that's sorted, were you part of the people that were receiving the 1% commission as well?
Ako sa ndandi be o fengala ndandi be buko juwe la keji ni kamina kuma sutung ako 1% ifa nan ka soto lunde ba ka dile la.
An kasto.
Yes, I do.
Afen.
A GTR receipt number 3111348 in the name of Mballing Manneh, dated the 6th of August 2022, is hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/MM/KMC/005.
As the commission pleases. Now, Madam Chair, may we request for the exhibit 005? Madam Manneh, do you still have the audit report with you? Page 27 again.
Ako audit killing oya juwe be ibe nundame 27.
Under your name, the tax 1,200. Do you understand that?
Ako ne ajube ku je membi je wole mo ticket oti member bro. Ako joro me alon ko yake and it was written like 2,200. I don't understand.
There is a payment, the same date, the same GTR number, but it was for 2,400. Then there is a balance of 1,200, which doesn't state at any payment.
Bring another investigation on bring a receipt number for you 311348/49 ko ko ni receipt ni manke na receipt ti amu kasi ara receipt. So obviously ninda tata payment ol ninta bot ye nin do na nang. Obviously be 49 issue la tele ya ban tata receipt.
Well, 348. Yes, that's correct.
It says /49.
Ako /49.
But the same date on the receipt you are having.
Ako barani adina receipt me alon ko membe bula ako aketo lun killing olem.
And for that payment is 1,400. That's what I need you to understand. Sorry, 2,400. Then the balance is 1,200.
So any other thing I'm more funded.
I went there as I was told that I have a shortage of 1,200, of which I went there to pay, and I did pay. So he did not inform me anything about this.
Madam Manneh.
Madam Manneh.
Well, what we see in the audit report.
So when
the auditor made the calculations, the total underpayment transaction was 3,400. They indicated that the total shortages is 3,400. Now, it says underneath that total shortage, they indicated that money was paid on GTR number 3111348 /49. So, and then they indicated 6th of September 2022.
And we got September 2022.
Which equals to 2,400.
2,400.
Now, our difficulty in understanding is that the GTR receipt number 3111348
receipt number 3111348
bears the balance of payment of 1,200. Now the question is, where is the 2,400? Where is the receipt for repayment of the 2,400? Because it's not in the GTR, in your cash book, and we did not see any evidence of the 2,400. Unless you can tell us whether the auditor made a mistake.
With council aside from 1/6.
Honey.
No.
The registrar.
Or
do you have it with you here? Or do you have it with you here?
Yes, I have it here.
Now, I just want clarity on one thing.
Now you said you printed the invoice.
Ako ifang ko itele invoice will print.
Invoice Jammeh.
Which invoice?
The invoice where you asked this guy to pay the 27,000, is it 750?
Yes.
Instead of 24,750.
Ako invoice women for women.
The invoice there.
Ako tele invoice or somebody.
Anta fale invoice or somebody.
Yes, I do. Nyantamentala ninkeo bulu wala nyantamentala ninkeo bulu wala businessman on bulu wala $24,750 is but it $27,750.
Ni tarifo da baby tarifo balo.
Ako alon tanyadi le.
Ni tar alon tanyadi ni tar tarifo da baby ba tarifo
It's
balo.
all written on the tariff. When you go through the tariff, you'll see the price or the amount.
Akita mistake holtira instead of 24,000 they 27,000 sabaji.
It was a mistake. Instead of 24,000, I have written or recorded 27,000.
No, I'm just interested. There must be somebody who had made a mistake.
Ako sang atelaf tamel na wala mo ko. Afu akita no nyama mo kile ne mistake.
Ngo fa nka akita tell bulu mistake instead of 24,750 they fonko 27,750.
That is what I'm telling the commission, that it was my own mistake. Instead of 24, I recorded
It was
27.
whose mistake?
Myself, that's my mistake. By recording 27,750 instead of 24,750.
But you must have put the invoice before you ask for payment.
Ako bare nga ala asonta le wala alata le ko invoice o nyanta ka odi dan diwa dan na joro kala.
Ne invoice odi ika invoice odi for the next minute for ni da je fa ibuke tara je fa invoice o ya di akita mistake ko ta akita mistake ko tere bari invoice o bal anyanta ka munjo wo be je la because tarifo bal mun nyanta ka mi nyanta bitiko bitika nyanta munjo la tarifo bal wala.
Ako asonta le ko e tarifo invoice o di ala dan na joro kala. Ako invoice o dunga bulu dan data joro kala. Wala nyini ngaro.
Ha invoice o dia la.
Yes, I did serve him the invoice before the payment.
I understand he's talking about the tariff.
Ako I understand the tariff kumofo.
When she was giving the invoice out, didn't she make comparison to see whether is the correct invoice based on the correct tariff that she was issuing?
Ako fo wato men na fango be receipt dealer wala invoice o and ya safele 27,000 ako fo ko do ni itema hay maka juwe anin tarif wala fo keta kelingoti ba fo manke kelingoti
Han sanka bilanga na kuma kilonga fo akita mistake ko de birin tata ko nga find out ko anyanta ko min safi anin nyanta ka mun diala wala kita mistake ko han sanka bi mistake kilon ko fo etende amanke ko mi nyanta bitiko nyanta mun jola mala o ni pharmacy nyanta mun jola maja wala kita mistake ko through the records.
As I said earlier on, and I'm saying it again, it was a mistake which I caused myself through recording the amount wrongly.
I'm yet to believe that, but let me go to my next question. Now, when she was given the money, did she count it before putting it in the monies that she had already corrected? My answer, I want an answer, yes or no.
Nga confirm the 27,750.
I confirm. I confirmed the monies and I counted it was 27,750.
Okay. Now, you in your evidence you talked about refunding the businessman the 3,000.
Ako ila dia moto data fa ko data ko do nyi murundi ya di businessman la ko do me al ka tameda wala wili saba.
Nga sendala.
Yes, I do.
Now, what's the process that you use to refund somebody that has overpaid into the council's account?
ako san yesila jumala ta bayra keta nyonya fi silo be la jere mi yalon ko wala be silo sot la mi yalon ko ni moy landa tambi joro ke ni ba murun la wala ba jola nyanta ataman la nyaadi la ko yesila jumala ta wala ataman ni nyaadi le
ni data feel ni collection okay the next day le ngabondi ko do to je jenen ka pay into council account.
When I went the following morning, when I went to the field, collected revenues, before putting it into council account, I subtracted the said amount and refunded the businessman.
Is there any record of that?
Ako fo efe ne safe yo to bang, yo safe le bang.
Mundodo.
Ako fo safe le bang.
Nga safe mundodo. Ma ko understand.
I don't understand the question.
If you overpay, if you are giving somebody's money,
Ako ni
you
be mo
must
jola ko do.
acknowledge receipt of that money.
Ako fo risito te safe la ka fo ko ay ka ko do ni ngal nangam le jo ay wa risito di la.
Ha risito din wala ne audit ya indicate je overpayment the next place ya ke je underpayment.
This is why it was written on the payment on the other side because it was subtracted and paid to the businessman. It's reflected or is reflected in the cash.
I don't think it's financially prudent to take monies from your collection because those people you have already given receipts to. Now you are taking monies from those receipts to pay somebody.
Ako ni ajuwe ja teja amanje faham no bayre ni ajuwe asamo ite tata filo to yekodo soto andu yekodo soto menbulu wole joro ke yerisito dila amuta ko kilingo yekodo le bondi wo molla kodo to kataka o do jo ako atema jele faham
but say ni kodo overpay K.M.C la kodo.
When I paid the monies of that of council
ngamun collect nga some K.M.C la account hold
and the one I collected that overpayment I have taken it to K.M.C account
and mom ye overpayment o kenyanta bon la K.M.C la account hold to ka say ndiji
and that monies that I overpaid should be taken from the K.M.C account or the council account and refunded that individual.
So ninga collection o ke jenin ka some K.M.C la at the same account potenke.
Well, when I did the collection before taking these monies to the said account of council, then you see that I will take the monies from there and refund that individual. So when I go, it will be on the payment.
Because I am the same account K.M.C.
Because it's the same account of that council K.M.C.
Madam, financial transactions must have trails.
Akoni ajube na fulo wala kodo la system financially ni ba dundela nyonya nyama nyanta safela wala nyanta silo sotla.
What I am alluding to
ako ateka membe fojang
is that
wala mnyenti ko
if you collect monies in day one and it's overpaid,
ako bi ko be lum follow ye kodo ta anda kodo ni ya lanna jo ya tambindile e menjo
and you paid it into the K.M.C's account,
and you kodo be samba ya dundi K.M.C la konto to,
you later discovered that it was an overpayment.
And ina ta kalamta ko wokola ina ta kalamta le ko joro nyin tambitale.
Now, don't you think that the refund should have been initiated through a process?
Ako ibaje la ko fo iman so wala iman la ko joro nyanta menkela anyanta silo sotlale wala anyanta safela dulato ka itandi ko nyinde akita wala jam.
And the process is
and ibaje la wo silo nyanta tamana ni menna wala ko
either the businessman
for businessman o nyinde mbang
or you the collector
fo ite fa menka collection o keba
must make a request for refund.
Nyanta le ka safero ke ka itandi ko request lem nyinin karo lem pour kodo mi ala ko nyanta le ka jo.
But from all what I have heard in her testimony,
there
is no evidence that the businessman complained or made a request for a refund. So in a nutshell, is there a process within the K.M.C where you can claim for overpayment to be refunded?
Ala nyini karo mente ako fo silo bijele mi alon ko ni overpayment ke wala moy joro ke fo ale silo so mi alon ka mari sa safeno wala si nyini karo ke kamen for request for funding.
No, I'm not
aware of that in KMC. All I know is that
the next day collection
I subtracted the amount from the following day collection and refunded, but I don't know whether they have that process therein or not.
So you as a collector can do your refund and take your cash that you have collected and pay to somebody else without any formal claims for refund.
Ako sa amunta ko atol do gula la wala ite collection o men al ko ite ka kodo ta amunta ko nin kodo moye kodo jo atambita alana tambita ni ba jola silate je ite jos ifangole ka kodo ta ya soto dame wala fo lempo modol la lempoto ye o do jo aman sila soto al ka tabani yami
ntanko onko fa nda mo lon KMC de ndenga mul lon na karola ko nga abenta la karola ntele mistake tak ay overpayment do so ngoko do bondi je nga sendi je so fo KMC process so ban fay ma so ban I'm
not aware of that process because normally I never know that process therein. All what I know is that it was my mistake, so I have to fulfill what had happened. So this is why these monies were subtracted from the following day collection and repaid to the businessman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Manneh. I think you may not understand what Honorable Joyner is trying to tell you. You have correctly stated that you take from monies you have collected to pay back the overpayment. What that will indicate in the books of account of council, the monies you are submitting again, there will be underpayment, which is deficit. And when the auditors pick that up, they will think that you have eaten money. So that is why he is telling you there should be a process. You should not take other money to repay. You should go to the finance department and say, please start a process to refund this man, and not to take from other monies you have collected. So it is for you to understand. So it is not correct for you to have taken the monies you collected to pay the overpayment. So that is what we want you to understand. What you were doing is not correct. So when you have an overpayment issue, you should go back to your finance department. They will raise a document. Then they will pay the person that you are supposed to pay. It is not your responsibility. Because whenever you have underpayment, you will be forced to pay the underpayment. Because it is a deficit. Do you understand that? So please note that. Now, my question is, the auditors in 2022, they have indicated that you are not going to the audit department. Is that correct?
Audit department because
although at that time I was pregnant, as I said earlier on, any day that I'm absent, then you know that I don't come for work.
So it is correct when the auditors said your performance was bad. Because they have indicated performances in the audit report.
Because
against the names of the collectors that are not appearing before audit. And they have graded you people. They grading. Yes, and the grade against your name is that it is bad. But you have given an explanation.
Ako bayri sa ite ye fenne fo jang ye explanation okele.
Did you give that explanation to the auditors?
Ako fo auditors e men fo ja ya fo enne bang.
No,
I did not. I did not tell them, but it happens at that time I was pregnant.
All right. And I think that is all I have for. We will call you back, Madam Manneh, when we finish with your cash books. And by the way, can you provide for us your license register for the zone you were collecting?
This year or last year?
May I be certain?
Which year?
You used to have register, right? 2018, yes. What were you? Were you a license collector?
2018, what mo even license collection la for?
2018, I remember, but 2019 I was in Dibakunda 2.
So please provide us with the register for Dibakunda 2,
2019.
For each of the zones that you were operating in, please provide us with the license register for that particular zone. And attached to the license, you give us also the tariff you were using to collect. So please provide this by Wednesday. Okay. All right? For all the zones you have covered from 2018 to 2023.
Ako kapo 2018 for 2023. Zone zone me ango inene sita je yala buko sabana.
The register and the tariffs.
Yeah, moy.
All right?
Okay.
Ako araba mo e sabana.
You are discharged. We will call you back.
Ako ngebela le follow
when we
ni
need
sala
you
tela
to come and clarify certain issues.
Good morning, Madam Witness. Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. Madam Witness, what is your religion? Your religion, Islam. Can you speak into the mic?
Okay, Islam.
Okay. In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
In English.
In English?
Yes.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
I'll swear.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Okay. Can you hold the Holy Quran and then repeat after me? I, Mami Jammeh, Adama Jammeh, do swear that I'll speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So help me.
Thank you. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you. Kindly sit down.
Good morning, Madam Jammeh.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Thank you, sir.
Council, can we please proceed?
Very much. Please tell the commission your name, your full name, please.
Adama Jammeh, my name is.
Your address?
Olyundum, West Coast.
What is your educational background?
Pardon?
What is your educational background?
High school, Nusrat High. And then we had some training at Quantum on Microsoft Word, Excel.
When was this?
I can't remember exactly the dates, but
When did you graduate from Nusrat?
Nusrat 77, I guess, 78.
1977 or 78?
78.
Right. And after graduation, what did you do? Where did you work in any place, any institution, any office?
I work at the K.M.C.
Straight from high school or senior secondary school?
Yeah, I briefly worked at the hotel, Fajara Hotel, before
Fajara
I
Hotel.
joined the K.M.C., yes.
So give me your employment background, please.
I first worked at the Fajara Hotel, and then later I joined the K.M.C. in 1988,
Fajara Hotel for how long?
about a year,
Between which year to which year?
around, I think it's 86,
86
yes,
to 87.
yeah,
And when did you join KMC?
1988.
Do you recall giving a statement?
Yes.
Now, we will show you your statement.
Okay.
You will please go through it, and you can confirm whether that's the statement that was obtained from you by the investigators.
Okay.
Is that a statement that you gave to the investigators?
Yes.
You signed the statement as well?
Yes, I signed it.
You were given a copy when it was obtained from you?
Yes, a copy was given to me.
We apply to tender the statement of the witness, Adama, Jammeh. The date is 22nd of May, 2023, into evidence as an exhibit.
The witness statement of Adama Jammeh dated the 22nd of May 2023 is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/AJ/KMC/001.
As the Commission places. Now, Madam Jammeh, in your statement, you said you joined KMC in 1989.
Yeah, maybe that must have been an error, because I told the investigators that I started in 88 and confirmed in 89.
Do you have your employment letter?
The employment letter, we were searching for it since last week, but they can't see it still at the office. They are still searching for it.
Do you have your confirmation letter?
The confirmation too, I don't have. They were all
So-
in the, what I have here only is a promotion in 2000.
In year 2000?
Yes.
Can we see that? And please, you will be given a paper and a pen, so whatever we request that you bring,
Okay.
you can write it down.
Okay.
So I'll ask that you be given a paper and a pen. We apply to tender a promotion letter addressed to the witness Adama Jammeh. The date is 8th of May 2000, signed by Ibrahim D. Jobate for the municipal clerk. In evidence as an exhibit.
A letter dated the 8th of May 2000 with reference KMC/ADM/staff addressed to Adama Jammeh, Rates Clerk, Treasury Department, with the subject promotion. The letter is signed by Ibrahim D. Jobate for Municipal Clerk. It is copied to the Chairman, KMC, Treasurer, Principal Rating Officer, MIS Manager. The letter is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/AJ/KMC/002.
As the Commission places. Now, Madam Jammeh, how many places have you worked for before joining KMC?
Fajaro Hotel.
Is that all?
Yeah.
I asked you this question because you need to be, the questions we ask you, you need to give an honest answer to it. And I'm not sure whether you know, but giving false information knowingly is perjury. And lying before the Commission is an offense. So we need you to recollect your thoughts, give you one more opportunity to give me a list of the places you've worked for.
Yeah, I once worked at the commercial bank, and then.
Commercial bank. I asked this question because we have your CV, and we know where you have worked, all the places you have worked, but the evidence has to come from you. So commercial bank. Where else did you work?
Fajara Hotel.
To Fajara Hotel.
And then K.M.C.
And KMC. What was your role in commercial bank?
As a clerk.
As a clerk?
Yes.
Did you work as a clerk in any other office? Or secretary in any other office?
No.
Now, you said you were employed in 88? Write it down that we will request that you produce your employment letter and your confirmation letter.
Okay.
Please write it down.
We are searching for it.
Just write it down, please.
I'm not giving a pen. Thank you.
Employment letter and your confirmation letter. So you said in your statement that second paragraph, I joined Kanifing Municipal Council in 1989 as rates clerk to senior rates clerk, acting manager, and then later to the position of rates manager, which position I held until my retirement in 2018. You retired in 2018?
Yes.
Do you have your retirement? Were you given any benefit when you retired?
Yes.
Now, when you retired, what happened after your retirement?
I was contracted.
Do you have your contract document or letter?
No, I won't come with them.
I can't hear you well.
I won't come with the contract letters.
How many? Please produce your contract letters, please. Offering you employment.
Pardon?
Please produce your letter of appointment by offering your contract as rates manager.
Okay.
When was this? Immediately you retired?
Yes.
Immediately retired. Mm-hmm. For how long was your contract offer?
The contract went on for 6 years.
No, but I want to know for how long. Did you give an offer for a year, for 6 months, for 2 years, or is it that they gave you an offer for 6 years straight?
No. The offer was, it came, I think the first one was 2 years, and then the rest came year in, year.
So it was renewed?
Yes.
Were you having written renewal?
Yes.
So we need you to produce all those renewals as well.
Mm-hmm.
So to start with, you were offered once in 2018 when you retired immediately.
Yes.
And it lasted for 2 years.
Yes.
It was subsequently renewed for another 2 years. Correct?
I'm not sure. I said the first one was 2 years.
Yes.
The rest came in yearly. So I'll get the letters.
No, I know you will get the letter, but I need your evidence. You are the one who was contracted. You're the one whose employment was renewed. So you can tell us.
Yes, it was 2 years for the first time, and then
yearly.
after, yes.
The subsequent ones.
Yes.
Yes, but and who gave you this renewal, this offer of the contract?
The admin, of course.
Admin.
Yes.
Why would you be given a contract for 6 years, 2 years, and then subsequent renewal every year? Were you offering any special service to the area council that they could not find after your retirement?
Well, council with rates, I think it's different from many other works.
All right, tell us please.
Yeah, because like the time I started in 1989, I was there with my former boss, who is late, Auntie Rose Bajan. until in 2006 when she left.
Yes.
Yeah. For rates, you have to know the grassroots. You have to know the grassroots. You know each and every property. You go for assessment. You go for registrations and many, many things related to rates. So coming in 1 year, 2 year, you cannot know the rates. You can't know the rates. That's why when I retired, I had to tutor them, the ones I should, the ones I was there with.
But you have been there for so long. You could have tutored your deputies during that period, if it is very complex. Is that also not a possibility?
Well, it is that's a possibility, because at the rate we were just 6 of us, and we were working together, but each one of us have a right where you stop.
What I'm trying to say is that if you are saying it is so complex, the commission needs to understand how complex it was, that only you can do it. That's why you were given a contract for 6 years after your retirement.
It's not that I alone can do it, but I have the memory of the institution.
So do others as well, who work for the area council as well? You are not the only one who has memory of the institution. In fact, you had
at the
deputies
rates,
at the time.
I mean, not the whole institution,
I am
but
talking
at the
about
rates. So those rates clerks.
Were you conducting the assessments?
Pardon?
Were there any assessment during your time?
Yes.
How many?
How
many times was there an assessment when you were manager?
Assessment as in how? Valuation or what? Because for assessment, we do go out, year in, year out.
Yes.
Because every time we have new properties developed, and then you have many properties out there which are not registered. So without going out, you will not get those properties. So we have to go out, year in, year out, to get those properties, and then we come and register them, and then assess them.
And this you have done every year?
Yes.
Because the evidence we got is different from what you are saying, but then can we get, are these recorded?
Pardon?
Are these recorded every year, what the assessments you will do? Do you record this anywhere every year?
No, the assessments, we and, I and debt collectors,
yes,
we go out, or the debt collectors, each one is assigned an area,
yes,
where, you know, he or she is asked to get all those informations,
yes,
so that we will input them in the system.
Is this recorded anywhere?
Yeah.
Now we need, can you produce these records, these yearly records that you have embarked on?
We have computerized, everything is in the computer. Maybe we will.
We don't have access to the computer.
Okay, we can tell the system providers so that they will get the data, the whole data, the whole register, rates register.
Yes, specifically activities that you have taken part in. You understand that?
Yeah.
Now, I find it unusual. I have to be straightforward that you would be given a contract for 6 years running. Were you related to any of the senior management? Or are you related to any of the senior management? When you were...
I don't think that counts here, whether I am related to any of the senior management. Like I said, I've been there since...
Is that a no or a yes?
Pardon?
Is that a no, I am not related to any of the senior management, or is it a yes?
Yes.
Okay, who are you related to in the senior management?
The senior management, maybe the mayor.
What is your relationship with the mayor?
The mayor is my cousin's son, Mrs. Bensouda.
Your cousin's son?
Yes.
Mrs. Bensouda?
Yeah.
Would that be the reason why you would have been given a 6-year contract, 2 years and then renewed subsequently?
No, absolutely no.
But how would anyone believe that there is no connection to that.
Well, they can believe it, but to me, I know my job.
Come again.
I said the ones who are saying that because I'm related to the mayor can say that, but I know my job and I know what I can do.
Madam Jammeh, I am the one asking you questions.
Okay.
And be rest assured, every question that should be asked will be asked. That should be guaranteed.
Sure.
You understand that?
Yeah.
And you have to answer every question.
Okay.
So whatsoever you've been told or you've had outside the commission is not relevant here. How can you convince the commissioners that it is not because of your relationship with the mayor? That is why you, as a rates manager, after retirement, you were given 2 years contract. Then every year you'll be renewed. Every year the contract will be renewed. What is so exceptional?
Council, like I said, it's not my relationship with the mayor. It's just that I know the records. I have the memory of that rates unit.
No.
And even as I am talking to you, still they contact me on some issues. When people come there to do inquiries, they'll call me to explain to them.
That is not convincing. It's not you're not the only one that can do this. That's my point. You see, people are given contracts because of exceptional service they can render. Probably there's a gap in capacity, but you cannot tell me there's gap in capacity. There are thousands of Gambians as well who can fill in your position. Your qualification, your highest qualification, is a course in, is it IT or software? You don't have a degree. You're not highly educated. I'm sorry. So you don't tell me that you have an exceptional knowledge that you offer to the Caribbean Municipal Council. That would be the reason why you'll be given a contract for 6 years running.
Council, you may have a degree, a doctorate, PhD, but the moment you are employed at that rate, the last staff would show you what to do.
It does not matter. That's the Gambian mentality. You see what you are saying now is the Gambian mentality. It does not matter. We need qualified people, and they should be trainable, and we need continuity in our public service. Do you understand this? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So the same way you feel you've deserved the position, it's the same way that there are so many Gambians as well who would have filled your position after retirement. 6 years? That doesn't make sense to me. So if you tell me you are related to the mayor, then it makes sense to me now.
No.
Now
sorry?
let's move on. Do you run any company? Any company?
No.
Do you manage any company?
Not now.
Cardiff Municipal Council, they have 5 companies that they have contracted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Frago Debt Recovery Agency.
But I asked this question twice, 3 times. You could not recall this? No. That you manage a company, you run a company?
Sorry. I manage it together with Francis Gomez.
I had asked this question twice, but you could not tell me that you manage a company.
Sorry?
You know why it is important? Because you were given contracts by K.M.C.
Yeah.
When was your first contract?
It just began in May this year.
This year, May, you were given a contract.
Yeah.
That's your first contract.
Yeah.
And what is the contract for?
It's for debt recovery.
Debt recovery. What is your company's name?
Frago.
Frago.
Yes.
Frago what? Just Frago?
Debt Recovery Agency.
Frago Debt Recovery. Is it a company or?
It's an agency.
It's an agency.
Yeah, it's not a company.
It's not a limited liability company.
No.
And what do you do at Frago?
Yeah, we go out to collect debts.
You collect
from
debts?
Debtors, yes.
And who are the shareholders, if I call them, or the company owners or the business owners in Frago?
Yeah, you may call Francis Gomez.
I may call Francis Gomez for what?
Yeah, because I and him are managing it.
So the two of you manage the
Yes,
business?
we have staffs on the ground, of course.
How many staffs do you have?
I think it's about six.
6 staffs.
Us,
Do we have their, can we have their names, please?
I have Lamin Jaju,
Yes.
Sekou Toure,
Yes.
Adama Jeng,
Please proceed.
Kebanjai, Aminata Kamara, and Philly Bojang.
Now, you...
And sorry, Lamin Job.
Lamin Job. You primarily would work on debt collection.
Yeah.
How many contracts have you had? How many companies do you work with? How many businesses have you worked for in relation to trying to assist in collecting their debt?
No, none.
None?
None, only K.M.C.
Only K.M.C.?
Yeah.
And how is that possible? This is supposed to be a business. Do you operate alone for K.M.C. or you have
With
a
the
business?
credit union.
No, hear me out.
Credit union.
Which credit union?
K.M.C. Credit Union.
So you collect debt for K.M.C. and the K.M.C. credit union?
No. Then maybe I'm missing your point.
Now, you've had contracts. Have you had contracts from K.M.C.? Do you collect debt for K.M.C.?
Yes.
What kind of debt do you collect for K.M.C.?
Property rates.
Property rates.
Yeah.
When did you secure this contract?
This year.
Were there signed contracts?
Pardon?
Did you sign contracts?
Yes, I signed.
Can you please write it down? We will need the contract document. Any other business or institution or individual that you collect debt for?
No.
Why is that?
It's only the K.M.C.
But why is that? How is that possible? Why do you only collect debt for K.M.C.? Your only customer or client is K.M.C. and no other institution or individual?
It's just starting.
When did it start?
May. Maybe after the contract expired, I can seek from others.
How did you secure this contract with K.M.C.?
Pardon?
How did you secure this contract with K.M.C.?
K.M.C., they outsource the areas for collection.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you know about this?
How did I know about it?
Yes. How did you know?
I know it through the office.
You work for the office.
Yes.
You know that they outsource this debt collection.
Yes.
And you now have a share in Frago agency, which primarily was set up to collect debt.
Yeah. Frago, I'm just starting working with Frago. Just this me when this debts were outsourced to be collected.
But yes.
Yeah.
What do you work there in what capacity?
As a manager.
As a manager. Do you sign this agreement with them? With K.M.C.? Are you the one who signed the agreement?
The contract was signed. I signed the contract.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Madam, I signed the contract.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Madam Jammeh. But when you bring the contract, we'll take it further. But that's my point. You were the rates manager. In 2018, you retired. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
You were given 2 years contract. It expired. You were given further or yearly renewals. Is that not the case?
Yeah.
And then you are now given a contract that you have signed for debt recovery for K.M.C. And you, as well, have a family relation with the mayor. How do you explain this?
Well, I did not ask for this contract to be given to me.
But you signed it?
But yes, I signed it. The acting finance director then knows that I know most of these debtors, or I know the rate system, so I'll be able to get these debts collected for them.
You could not collect these debts when you were the manager. That's why you have arrears.
Council, it's me and Dudu Gomez.
Yes.
Until in 2022, when these two units were merged, but
Yes.
Dudu was the debt collection manager.
Yes.
I was not.
But my point is these debt were outstanding. Madam Jammeh. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Now, how did you secure this contract? Did you take part in any tender? Was this advertised?
It was, I don't no, it wasn't.
It wasn't advertised. So you just
That I'm not sure of that.
No, but you signed the
I'm not
contract.
sure.
You could not.
Yeah.
You could not. You are in a position to tell the commission whether you saw it in it being advertised that you apply for.
No.
You took part in a tender and you won.
No, that did not happen because I know Francis. So when he secured it, he asked me to work with him.
Francis secured the contract.
Yes.
You never knew anything about how he secured the contract?
Of course.
That's it. That's it. That's the issue. So you cannot say Francis secured the contract because it is as a result of your influence that you got this contract. Because you said here that you know a lot about rates and you know the terrain. You can get this areas paid.
Yeah.
That is why you were given the contract.
Yeah. I was not given the contract because of that.
Well,
This Frago is Francis Gomez Debt Recovery Agency.
Yes.
It's purely Francis Gomez.
But then you're the manager.
Yes, of course.
You signed the contract.
Yeah. The contract for the debt recovery, yes.
Yes.
But in all the papers pertaining to this Frago debt recovery is Francis.
Sorry, let me ask this. Madam Jammeh, Francis Gomez, have you retired from K.M.C?
No, Francis is not working with K.M.C.
Who did you say was the
Dudu Gomez.
Dudu Gomez.
Yes, Dudu was the debt manager.
Is he still working for the
council?
Council.
Yes, ma'am.
And is he part of this Frago agency?
No, he is Dudu Gomez. This Frago agency is Francis.
Francis Gomez.
Gomez, yes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted that point to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you may. Yes.
Thank you very much. Now, Madam Jammeh, how are you remunerated? What is the arrangement that you've had with K.M.C. regarding debt collection? What do you collect rates, property rates? Which area do you collect? And how are you remunerated? What is the financial benefit you have?
It's 5% of the collection. Whatever you collected, 5% should be paid to you.
Whatever you collected, 5% will be paid to you.
Yes.
And how is this done? Do you have a period that you collect, or is it for every collection?
It's for every collection.
So, for instance, if one company has arrears of, let's say, $2 million, and you collect $2 million, you have 5% of $2 million.
Yes.
And then the list goes on.
Yes.
So it's for every property as opposed to a certain period of time.
We are giving areas.
What areas do you cover?
Bakau,
Sanchaba,
and Newtown.
And Newtown.
Yeah.
And this all spelled out in your agreement?
Latrikunda and Latrikunda German.
Yes.
Serekunda.
And this, yes, go ahead.
Kanifing Industrial Area.
Yes.
Latrikunda Sabiji.
And this all spelled out in your agreement you had with K.M.C? You have?
It's not in the contract, but I think a letter was given which states each area, each one of us, the areas assigned to them.
Will you be able to provide us with that letter? Please write it down. Now, how do you do this debt collection as an agency? Not now as K.M.C. staff, but working with and for your business, Frago, with Francis. How do you do this debt collection?
The areas assigned to us,
yes,
are all printed out and given to us.
And what do you do? What services do you offer?
Yeah, from there, I go through the list, and then we extract the property owners that we want to go and follow, and then our staffs on the ground will go and do the distribution.
So when you distribute, what else do you do?
We take the telephone numbers, we call them to make follow-ups for them to come and pay.
And if they do not pay,
we resort to legal action.
how do you resort to legal action?
The council has a magistrate.
As a magistrate?
Yes.
And then how do you resort to legal action?
We use the summons book.
And then, are you the ones to take them to court? As an agency?
No. When we serve them with summons, they will come to the court.
Yes. And then what else? How do you now represent the council in your in providing your expertise in recovering that amount?
Yeah, when we have to show the council service of delivery.
And then?
And then the magistrate will go ahead.
Do you
with them.
appear in court?
No, we prepare affidavit.
Yes.
To say that we have served so and so and so on this date and the amount stipulated there.
And who will represent counsel in court?
We have the prosecutor there.
The prosecutor will be there?
Yes.
You will only be there as a witness?
Yes.
That you have served?
Yes.
So that's all you do? Your job is to just issue out, do you call it demand notes or arrears?
Demand notes.
Demand notes.
Or notices.
Notices of arrears. And that's all you do. And then if they pay, you have 5%. If they do not pay, you refer it to the court.
For me, whoever I serve,
yes,
I make follow-ups to see that the person pays.
But how about if they do not pay?
They'll pay.
Why?
They'll pay one way or the other, because the moment they come before the magistrate, they pay. Some will pay part, and then they make arrangements for the remaining to be paid.
Do you know why I'm asking this question?
No.
Good. I am asking this question because I want the commission, the commissioners, to see whether there is any extra special service that all these 5 either agencies or companies or businesses are doing for KMC in debt collection. It has to be special and different to the extent that the staff that they have cannot do it. So if only what you do is just to serve demand notes and make follow-ups, then why would you be contracted and paid 5% of every collection when they can employ people to do that?
Well, I don't think I'll be able to answer that. They themselves who contracted us out would be able to answer that.
That's a very good reply. Go ahead, proceed.
Yeah. Because in the contract,
yes,
it is, there's a paragraph which says that the debt collectors in the office, if the need arises, they will show us some of these properties.
And when they will serve as pointers.
Yeah, pointers.
Exactly. They will show you that this property, you should serve this property, notices of arrears, and all you now do, or your staff will do, is just to go and serve these notices.
Yeah, not all, because for me, yeah.
That's
any property that we don't know on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all you do. Your services starts with issuing demand notes or notice of arrears, and ends with, if there is no payment, and with being a witness in the court to say that they did not pay, or you swear to an affidavit.
Counsel, then I would have resigned. I would have resigned, if at all it's only that, serving out demand notes, because we have collectors in the office.
What else do you
do?
They
can do it.
What else do you do?
Like I told you, anybody that I serve with notices or summons, I make sure he or she pays.
How do you do that?
With telephone calls.
It can be done by the staff.
Okay.
No, go ahead. No. Everything you do extra, we will see whether the staff can do it or not. If you make follow-ups, can that not be done by the staff? I'm asking you the question. No, I'm asking you a direct question. If you do follow-ups by making telephone calls to Mr. X, asking the individual that they need to pay their arrears, can that not be done by the staff?
They can do it.
So what is the specialty in the...
Yeah, if that was being done, I don't think council would contract it out.
That's it. That is the question. But is that difficult to do?
Difficult to do what?
Is it difficult for the staff to do that?
It's It's not difficult.
Exactly. Because you said if that can be done, then council wouldn't contract it. And you've now answered honestly that it's not difficult to do. Then the issue is not any special service is being added by all these 5 businesses, but rather it's a way of dishing out money to people. That is the hard fact. We call a spade a spade. It's a way of giving free money to people when you can employ people, employ Gambians, pay them salary, and then they will do this job. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Any questions? Yes.
Let me ask this, Madam Jammeh. As at the time, when actually did you leave after your retirement? Is it this year?
Last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Last year, what date?
October.
October.
Yes, last year, October.
October. Now, as at October last year, that is 2023.
Yeah.
What was the debt portfolio for KMC?
It was
For rates.
For rates.
Only.
Almost.
Only for rates.
Only for rates.
Yes.
35. No. It's like 100 million plus.
It is far more than 100 million.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, it's more
It's
than
far
100.
more than 100 million. And over the years, as somebody that has evolved in the rates department for a very long time, did you have any strategy put in place for the purpose of the collection of those debts that have accumulated over the period?
What we usually do is each area we check the debts. Say it's Kololi, Bakau, or Serekunda, and then the collectors on the ground tax targets have been given to them for them to collect. But then the addressing system too, ma'am, is another issue.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And we see that in the advent of the new administration, they took proactive step to identify the properties and to label them, which is a very good way forward to understand it. If you have a proper system to have these things updated by way of an application or a software, to have it systematically update as you do the assessments. But before I forget, would you be able to provide for us your register for certificate of occupancy, transfer of properties, and the assessment reports that you were receiving, and your registration, your registration for leases and carry transfers? I believe that all these are documented differently. Is that correct?
Those are files in the office.
In the office. All right. Would we be able to get these files?
Well, I'll.
Yes, because the reason why we ask, the reason why we ask is because you are in a better stead to provide us. Because if we ask the people that are there, we could be presented with any document. But as per your statement, paragraph 2, you clearly indicated areas that you were dealing with. And these are the documents. We are asking you to contact the department and avail you the documents to present to us at the commission. Would you be able to do that?
Sure, I'll tell
Thank
them.
you. So please note what you have in paragraph 2 of your statement and provide us with the requisite registers for occupancy, the rates register, the transfer of properties, the registration of leases, and cards transfer. All right?
Occupancy, transfers.
Yes.
And leases.
Leases and, yes.
And what else?
Yes, I think that this is what you have indicated in paragraph 2 of your statement. Now, I ask whether there was a strategy to be able to get these huge areas that are still outstanding. Was there any strategy that was put in place?
The only strategy we have there was at the beginning of the year, we make sure that each and everyone receives his or her invoices. And then after that, we resort to summons, summons in them, and then warrants. That's where the only strategies.
Okay. Now, do you have a debt collection unit at the council?
Well, now it's merged with the rates
unit. But then it was a standalone.
Yes.
It was a standalone.
Yes.
Thank you. Council, we may proceed.
Now, Madam Jammeh, we'll ask that you bring the incorporation documents for Frago.
Pardon?
The incorporation documents for Frago. The business registration documents for Frago.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
Your business accounts.
No, I don't have a business account because for this debt recovery we started, as I'm speaking, we are not paid yet. A Butut is not paid to Frago, I mean. The others, I don't know. But to Frago, a Butut is not paid.
Do you have a business account?
Pardon?
Is the question. Do you have a Frago business account?
No, unless I ask Francis. But for me, I don't have. Unless I ask.
I mean, Frago, does the business have a business account?
No.
So how would you be remunerated?
That's why I said I'll ask Frago. Francis, I think he would have the account. I did not ask him because we are just starting and nothing is paid yet.
I am not asking whether you have been paid. I'm asking whether there is a business account.
Yes, I will.
For Frago.
I will contact Francis.
Please provide us with that information. And I've already asked for the contract with K.M.C. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, what books of account, as well, how do you keep records of activities or recoveries that you have done for K.M.C.? Do you have a register? Or do you have
what recoveries?
Like, for instance, the details of correspondence with K.M.C. Do you have a file for your debt recovery?
For this Frago?
Yes.
Yes, we have I have the way books that the collectors use and the summons books too are there.
There are way books, and how many way books do you have? Do you know?
Each collector has a way book.
There will be 6.
Yeah.
Minimum of 6. Please write it down. We need that. And the summons book as well. Is it one summon book?
I think we have 3.
3. And the demand notes, and so this will contain all the demand notes and the notes of areas that
the way book will show you.
Will show all these details.
Yeah.
So we will need that. Now, you no longer work for the area council?
No.
Since when?
Last year I retired.
You retired
the contract,
last year?
Yes.
Did you start with Frago after your retirement or whilst you were working for the area council? Yes,
I started with Frago.
While you were working for area council?
No.
Or while after you have retired?
Yeah.
Is there any written agreement or appointment letter that you have from Frago agency?
No.
You don't. Now, who secured the agreement or contract with K.M.C.? Is it you or Francis?
I signed it because Francis was not available at that time.
So you secured the agreement with K.M.C. Now let's move forward. We will come back to this when you bring these documents. Right? Now, as rates manager, was in 2018. Will it be fair? Is it correct to say from 2018 to 2023?
As what?
Rates manager?
No, from 2007.
Yes, 7. But in 2018, you were rates manager.
Yes.
And then you retired and you were given contract for 6 years. So you were rates manager from 2018 as well to date.
Yes,
I asked
yes.
because
Yeah.
the period of the commission is from 2018.
Oh, okay.
And you have the rates register, of course, you work with.
The rates register, the rates have been computerized since 2003.
2003.
So whatever we have, it's in the system.
Yes. And for every year, it will tell you what the properties are.
For every year, it will tell you the current.
The current year.
Yeah.
The up to date.
But then the areas accumulates. Those are, okay, sorry.
Please proceed. Proceed.
The areas showing on the rates are from since the inception of rates.
Okay.
It's not only 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year areas. Since the inception of rates, or since I joined the rates.
Now, as rates manager, do you deal with cash?
No.
How is it structured? Do you have people who pay in cash as well?
Yeah, they pay to the cashier
The
direct.
cashier. And
For
go ahead.
The invoices are distributed. Some would come in person for themselves. They go to the cashier and pay. So we don't deal with cash.
Cash. You have a system you talk about wherein you have you print out these invoices.
Yes, the rates.
Yes. Now there is an issue regarding the deletion of some receipts in the system. Are you aware of this?
Yes, I was aware.
Which year was this?
I can't remember the year.
Sometime in
exactly.
2020?
Yes, around that time.
Can you please explain to us what happened?
The then acting finance director
Yes.
came to my office to notify me.
Name, please.
Mr. Sirif Njai.
Sheriff Njai. Go ahead.
He notified me of those receipts, which he showed me, and then from there, I went into the system
Yes.
to check on all those accounts. But for our system, or our rates register, everything was intact. The payments, the credit, everything, because it was paid at the cashiers, and automatically their accounts have been credited.
How many people have access to the system? Do you know?
The system?
Yes.
All of us at rates, because everything is computerized, so all of us work with the computer.
And what is the degree of your user accessibility? Do you have rights to make
Yes, we
corrections, amendments as the rates manager?
yes, we have.
Explain to us how it works.
When errors occur,
Yeah.
especially with the rates multiplier, when that happens, it's like an arithmetical error. We do change that, or we do rectify it. Then the cashiers too, they do have errors, like there are process errors, which do happen sometimes, but they report it first to the finance manager, who would reverse it, and then they'll come to us for us to post it again.
Okay.
Because if the payment is made, and whilst you are doing your entries, you mistakenly touch a figure or so, it goes to another account. So when that happens, until we figure it out, the cashier would inform the finance manager, who would reverse it, and then they come to us to rectify it,
Yes.
to post it to the right property.
In your statement, you said in your second paragraph that I am responsible, as rates manager, I am responsible for the preparation of invoices, transfer of properties, occupancy certificate, property assessment, registration of leases, and CADIS transfers. Now, as the manager of the unit, that is a rates unit in bracket, it is part of my rights to make correction using the system when there are errors from the side of the cashier, provided that the cashier shows proof for the need of the such correction. Is that what you explain right now?
Yeah.
And you went further to say, but also, correction is made when there are arithmetical errors from our side at the rates unit, which happens in very rare situations. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, you know, we have these multipliers which we use to charge the rates. We have 003 on residentials, 02 on commercials. So if you want to charge a property, residentials, and you mistakenly put a 03, it will give you a commercial rate instead of a residential rate.
Now, this deletion of these receipts, do you know how this is possible? And which unit or which individual with this user right would probably have access to delete this?
That I don't know.
Why is that? How many of you have these user rights? You, as the manager, were you in a position to delete? If you want to delete anything in the system, would you be able to do that?
Pardon?
As the manager, if you want to delete anything in the system, would you be able to do that?
No, we don't delete at our end.
No, I know. I'm just trying to get the evidence out to know who has the capability or the user right to make deletion. If you want to delete something in the system, would you be able to do that?
No.
Why is that? If you can make corrections, why can't you delete?
No, we cannot delete. You cannot delete anything from the system unless when you make errors, that is, you go back to rectify it. And that is editing. When we talk about deleting here, it's deleting the whole thing, which we don't have right to.
You don't have access to,
access,
to
okay.
do that.
Access, yes.
I just want it to be clear. Now, which department has access
Pardon?
to do this deletion? Which department? Is it the cashier or the finance director that can delete?
No, that I don't know.
How is that possible?
Well,
because someone will think that if you can do corrections, then you can, of course, naturally delete. But you know the system more than we do. So
we can rectify, but we cannot delete.
What is the difference?
I don't know. For that, maybe when Mr. Njai is here or the system providers, they will be able to explain who can delete
and who cannot delete.
Yes.
Now, this issue wasn't investigated.
It was.
Was,
but we were not informed. Since the acting finance director came to me to show me those receipts,
yes.
I checked and told him everything is intact here. Then I didn't know anything again.
So, but you were told it was investigated?
Yes.
But were you ever called as an individual or as a manager with user rights?
No.
Do you know whether a panel was set up?
No, I don't know how the investigation went.
Do you know whether in fact there was investigation?
Well, the finance director was on top of it. That is acting, Mr. Njai.
What does that mean when you say the finance department was on top of it?
He was like, he came to me
yes.
to tell me this thing happened. We checked and see that it's okay on our side. Then I don't know from there where he went to.
But since then, you don't know nothing about all the receipts that were deleted?
No.
And no one informed you subsequently?
No.
But if there was an investigation, you would have known. Because naturally, as a manager, you would probably have been called if there was any investigation. Would that be a fair statement?
Well, no, I don't think. Because even if there were investigation, I would not be called. Because I don't have that right to
delete.
Yes.
But maybe you'll be called to confirm the entries.
I don't know. Yeah. I wasn't called anyway.
Exactly. Now, you spoke about the preparation of invoices and transfers of properties, occupancy certificate, property assessment. Probably when we come back, we can deal with that. Madam Chair, are there any questions for this witness? I see. Yes.
Yes, I think we have a few more minutes. Now, Madam Manneh, at any point in time, to be specific, in 2020, did you see the auditor's report on the level of the death for the rates?
Level of?
Debt for the rates.
No, I didn't see the audit report.
You didn't see the audit report.
No.
It has indicated, like in 2019, there was a total debt for 49,430,636.48. And in 2020, just for January to March, and he indicated the total debt being 75,031,401.72. So I want to know whether is it your department that gives the auditors the total amount of debts people are owing, because you are the custodian of the primary data, right?
Yeah.
Because when property owners come, you are the contact unit where you issue demand notes, invoices.
We are the rates.
And then yes.
Yes.
So having seen these numbers, and consistently, if you look at the internal audit reports, they have highlighted the debt level, and they have indicated specifically the collectors that are having these issues. So under your unit, what were you doing with respect? I understand these collectors are given targets, and they should meet these targets. Please note, during your time, we have had a sample of the target format that is issued to collectors. Can you provide for us the targets you have set over the years, covering our period of inquiry?
The targets were set by Dudu Gomez.
Yes.
He used to set the targets.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you cannot have access to that.
No.
That's fair enough. We will get that. Now, it is based on this also that you are paid some form of a commission, correct?
Yes.
And were you also a recipient of this commission that has been paid?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I think it's a. Are you done with the witness?
I believe it's a convenient point. We will proceed with the witness for a short while when we resume.
When we resume?
Yes.
All right. So we will break here and we will come back after lunch break. Madam Manneh.
Jammeh.
Jammeh, sorry, I'm so sorry. We may rise. Samba.